We have clamps, a lot of them, in many different sizes, shapes, and styles. In our shop, we glue up a lot of panels for different projects like cutting boards, cabinets, tables, or something like this big butcher block piece that's going to be a stove cover. Let's talk about these clamps. These are panel clamps from SpeTool. A couple of months ago, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out some new clamps. I asked for the 36-inch size, which is their largest, because it would allow us to try it out on different projects, from tables to cutting boards or anything in between. And these are pretty interesting. I'm going to share my thoughts on how we've been using them over the last couple of months and what I think of them. So what SpeTool has brought to the table is a new clamping design. The hinges work nicely. If you see, they're curved, and what they do is they offset the bars, but they keep the bars parallel, which is why they call them parallelogram clamps. So as you're clamping along the edges, the bars get pushed together in this direction to apply pressure to the tops and bottoms so that everything stays flat and aligned, and it keeps the panel from ending up like a potato chip. The design is pretty straightforward. You've got the screw mechanism up here to apply that regular clamping pressure. These pins just snap in and out so that you can remove this bar to add your pieces, and then you just put the pin back in. What I like about them is that the clamps themselves will stay open. So I found that that is easier to load individual pieces into the clamp, and then you adjust the clamp down to the thickness of your piece, and then you take an additional pin and you find the hole that matches the width of the piece you want. So it's very flexible because you got holes along the length of this clamp, and you just find the one that fits your piece, pop that in, and that holds the edge while you're clamping it from this direction. So here are my thoughts on these clamps. Well, they do the job. I only got the two, and one thing that I ran into was that for larger or wider pieces, I needed to add a couple more clamps into the mix to make sure that we had even clamping pressure across the length of the workpiece. But these do a nice job of keeping the ends in line, and then I just apply the clamps to wherever else I need them, and they play nicely. These are lighter than many of our other panel clamps. They are less finicky when it comes to loading up the pieces and getting it set up. So the setup is straightforward. And well, let the results speak for themselves.